This is a barrel I got from the local car wash. Gave it to me. Gave me a couple of them actually. I'm going to rinse it out real good. It won't be used for wet things. It'll only be used for dry things. So I'm hoping to get all the soap out of there. It was just regular soap. It's nothing kind of degreaser or nothing. So I'm hoping if I can get all the soap out of there, I want to use it as a base for a feeder I'm making for my goats. So anyway, I'm starting with this, and it's really cutting quite easily. I'm going to finish cutting this and then show you the stand I'm going to be putting it in and what I found, a major find, and to make this happen. Thanks. Okay, if you notice this wood here, see the grooves in it? I got this free from Lowe's. They throw them away. Stuff comes packed. I guess it makes it tighter on the skids. And that's where I got numerous of these. I got them free. There's nothing wrong with this wood. And this little base here that I'm going to use for my goat feeder, I got that from the feed store. Stuff like tractor implements come in them and things like that. And so what my intentions are is to make this a hay feeder and put troughs on both sides of this to put grain in, and then to put a roof over the top of it to keep it from getting wet. I'm going to use lattice for the protector from the hay, because the goats, if they pull it out, what happens is it goes on the ground and they don't eat it. So I'm buying all this hay for the ground, and which is fine for old hay. It's good to put in your garden. But when I'm buying fresh alfalfa and things like that, as expensive as it is, I prefer that it didn't go on the ground. That's just my preferences. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. And another find over here, this right here, that's for another project I got going. I don't want to put it on the ground because I don't want anything peeing on it. But see those things right there? That's those window seal wells for a basement. Those are $26 a piece, and Lowe's had them for $2. Well, guess what? That's going to be the roof of my little goat pen. I mean, my goat feeder. Perfect. They're a lot thicker than what a person would normally use. It's made to go on the ground. Won't rust. Perfect. $2 a piece. So that's the whole thing's going to cost me $4, because anything else I'm not buying. I already have it here, and it should be a neat little project. I hopefully it'll work out. It should be lightweight enough I can move it around if I have to. I can put it on the little golf cart. This here, that free wood I got, look, I even got 3x3s. It's got the little groove on there. It's oak. Perfect. There ain't nothing wrong with that wood. Rough on. This will be straight like that. And then there'll be exactly these poles here on the other side with a frame around the top. And then those galvanized lids will fit on top of there sideways after I put the frame on there. I'm going to take these to the car wash tomorrow and get them morsed out. The halves that I cut in half. It's supposed to rain in it tonight or in the morning, but I don't think it's going to rain enough to clean those out. But anyway, that's what I got done so far. I'm going to put this upside down. I have to put some braces through here and here because I want to put the roof on it. This is where the barrel sits, of course. And anyway, just a quick update. And other things I had to get done today, but this is what I got accomplished so far today. This here, I'll put one on that side and on the edges, and of course I'm gonna frame this out with, you know, 1x2s, I think. And then tomorrow I'll get that top put on and the barrel put in there and the lattice put on it. After, believe it or not, 3 coats of stain, where it's gray stain. I already had it, and I probably have 25 cans of paint, if not more, in stain. Mostly a lot of it gray, because my house before was gray, and I bought stain because I had a 12 by 12 deck that I was going to restain and never did. But let me tell you something. I use this Olympic Maximum stain sealant on it. It's semi-transparent, so it's drinking it up pretty good. But don't overlook those mistakes that people make. You know, like at Lowe's, it's by the paint, and I think Home Depot it is too. But I don't know if you can see the top of that paint can. I only paid $5 for that. That's been probably 2 years ago, but it's still not any more than that. Those mistakes, sometimes you can get something worthwhile that you like. It just so happened that it's just about done. I'm kind of excited about how it's turning out. I can't decide if I want it to look rustic or if I want it to look cute. That's kind of how I end up with my house with shabby chic, because I couldn't decide between the two. So I guess my feeder might have to be the same thing. It's going to be shabby chic maybe, but I think it's turning out real well. I'm going to make the lid to where it will lift up and down, and I can put the bale of hay in the center, and I think it's going to, wow. Look at those guys. They think they're getting fed. This is making progress. It's almost done. I think it's turning out pretty good. I'll do more tomorrow. Okay, here it is. It's not done yet, but it's done enough for them to start using it. This pole right here, that's getting brushes put on it on two sides of it, the outside here, so they got something to rub up against. I didn't paint it because they're going to rub on it, and it wouldn't last on there anyway. And I'm kind of pleased how it turned out. It turned out pretty good. It's functional. There's still some things I'm going to do down here, right here, that I'm going to put paint a salt block on here with a roof over the salt block. It's a goat block, and they tell me that the biggest problem with the goat blocks is that they mildew underneath. So I've developed this system I'm going to try, and I bought some cookie racks, actually is what it is, and going to put the salt block on top of the cookie racks. That way it'll allow air to get underneath there, and hopefully there won't be any mildew going on, and the goats can get to it. They're also going to have choice loose minerals as well, and there'll be a trough. I'm not sure what side I'm going to put it on. Maybe the other side. Okay, there's a little thing I came up with for the mineral block. Those are cookie sheets there, sitting them on little blocks, wooden blocks, and that's a cookie pan for a roof. That's what the channel's about. You know, you got to think outside the box sometimes, and that's what I tried to do. So, that's my feeder with basement window wheel wells for a roof, and cookie sheet for a roof for the mineral block, and cookie baking coolers. I mean, either little racks for cookies or whatever to cool off. And look there, Dydy made, goat approved. There's still some changes I'm going to make to it, but look how well it works. The hay on the ground right now, I spilt it when I put it in on the top, because I had a broken bale that was in a tarpaulin to keep them from spreading it around. So when I put it in there, I wasted a little bit on the ground. But look at them eat that. And that stuff that's on the bench, that's stuff they pulled out, but that's also stuff that I can gather and put back in there because it hasn't hit the ground. The minute it hits that dirt, they're not going to eat it. And the mineral block thing is off the wood. You notice a little tilt to the plywood on that the mineral blocks set on. That whole plywood is tilted to the left and to the right. I did that so that if it does get water on it, it'll kind of drain away a little bit. I don't know if it'll work right or not. Like I said, I'm not a carpenter. But that thing's solid, it ain't moving. And hopefully it won't fall apart. I can't wait to get the brushes. I want to get brushes to put on the side of this pole right here, so that they can rub up against it. I know I've seen those at the Dollar Tree, but when I was in there the other day, they didn't have any. And but when I do, look at Heidi, look at that thing. She's like, what's in here? If hay falls down in there, which I'm sure it will, she's getting some of that. They're on the other side eating from this, but earlier Trixie was on this side, and I think that did make up my mind. I'm gonna put a feeder on each side. There is a problem when I feed them, they both want at the same thing, and if they were both on one side or the other, look at that. I just love it when a plan works. When those brushes are on there, they'll find out real quick that this feels good when they brush up against it. Plus they're getting brushed at the same time, which is a real good thing for them. I may have to put plastic over the sides and the top, like where the chicken wire is, and then over the top to keep the rain from hitting it from the top, because there's really nothing protecting it, and if it gets wet and mildews, I'll have sick goats, and I don't want sick goats. I love it when I make something and see it used. I just really enjoy that part. That's the best part. Look at that. I'll take some from here. I'll take some from there. Their little noses fit right in those holes. And what they can't fit in those holes, they got a little tongue in there that goes 1,000 miles an hour. Look at Heidi over there trying to get from the bottom. She can. I got it zip tied on the bottom. And she can get in there and reach through there. And get some hay out of there. Pretty cool. I love it. Diety made, goat approved. Yep, I think so.